Okay, YouTube, it's time for another Nonz special. Like, it's time for another AMV Nonz special. Yes, this is the one that's based off the Miss Independent that just dropped. So basically, here's a big thing. So I'm gonna get the good shit out right here and now. You know my main thing, Aquafina, Lucas Nor, the Julia cosplayer I met at Crunchyroll Expo. And Cosplay, Kyoka Jiru, her best friend, Lily, is second in command of my girl squadron. This is heavily dedicated to their rivalry. So what I'm going to have is I'm going to have a Frieza and Raven crossover character, and her name is Rihviolet. She's based off Rihanna, cosplay Frieza, and Raven from Teen Titans, all in one picture. And what she is she is a girl that literally grew up in a very urban environment that literally had a lot of attachments to this world, and she has a really deep story. But the real catcher is that this is a movie that's really symbolizing how old dating used to work. It's not just a Nonz movie, it's not just referencing Frieza, it's referencing, how it used to be, like how people used to go into detail about dating. This is going to be the same way, but it's going to be something crazy. So there's this guy whose name has Brad in it, who is the star of this, how like they had those little kids in Heroes Rising, and how they have that other guy in World Mission. This is the guy who's representing that, and he's gonna create conflict. What he is he's a guy who's completely nice, and he pulls a tons of girls. What he is he's a school jock, but he lives a miserable life. What he is he's a babysitter, and what happened is this. So I'm gonna add a lot of elements. There's gonna be some Seth MacFarlane references. This is about to be really ham. So what happened is there was this kid who literally freaking was the best guy. His name has Brad in it. I can't reveal the name because nerds will get mad and like it's too charismatic. You know how that shit goes. And by the way, if you're wondering where I stand at with my older brother Damo, you freaking, Damo, Dominique, whatever, man. Freaking Damo freaking tried to call me the other day and talk to me about the Uncle Tommy special. And this is one thing I have to get to PSA. It's not the fact that I don't like him. I love Damo. It's not the fact that he put me through hard times. Like, literally, that was when he was emotional. That was when he was stressed out and stuff like that. I understand. I've been there, done that. I've been through that phase in life. But, freaking, I can't agree with him because I don't want to, start anything because, like, literally, other forces that get, because nerds are going to hit up his phone. Like, yo, you should try to fight him again. You should try to fight him again. You don't understand. But the worst thing about it is, one what nerds hate about me the most, it's not the fact that I'm getting hella girls, it's the way I'm getting them. I'm getting them in a genuine way. I'm not showing off. I'm treating them the way I want to be treated. I'm very nice to them, and I'm fun. They don't like it because it's actually fun, and they're trying to say that literally freaking that I'm a seducer, that I'm this and that. I only get girls because of my style. Well, I'm really just a really nice person. Shit, like, and this movie is based off how I get girls by being a nice person, and really not. That's what their protagonist is. And Damo was supposed to call me. He tried to call me the other day about how my channel was doing. He was going to reveal how much subs I have. He was going to tell me everything. He's like, yo, nice dancing, bro. It's not the fact that I don't want to answer to him. I know he doesn't want to start conflict. Damo always wants to keep things more positive than negative. But you got to understand, it's not just what he did to me. It's what the nerds do. It's the fact that Damo was about to go into Damo is over. I'm gonna call him Damo for now since you guys get it, good understanding. So Damo was about to talk about the intellectual properties of like how my channel is doing, the stories, freaking the AMVs, and the freaking the beats and everything. He was about to go into detail, and that's the last thing that nerds want. Nerds want to keep the stereotype that I'm just a school jock and that I'm just getting girls based off me being a hunky piece of meat alone and stuff like that. So you're cool with me, Damo. Like, as long as you don't like start shit, that's the same thing with Chris, it's the same thing with everything. As long as you freaking keep this media shit on the roll and know that I can't talk about this shit because I'm being protected by government security and shit, then it's all good. But you have to understand, that's why I stand with him like now. But freaking nerds will take advantage of that because nerds didn't know that he was actually trying to pay me homage. They think like automatically, oh, you see what happened last time? I'm like, dude, he's still living a full life. Life goes on. My videos are irritating. He had a whole bunch of laughs. He wanted to talk about it. He wanted to go into detail about it. But that's the last thing that nerds wanted. And so it's not the fact that I was calling them because of an argument. I didn't want to answer to him because that infuriates nerds, because that's the same way I get at my girls with all those details and all the substances and shit like that. They don't want substance. They try to convince me that I'm a retard. So I have to leave that alone for now. So that's why I have to tell you. Now that I got that out the way, let's go into Brad's role in this Nonz movie. So Brad is a babysitter, but like the school jocks and everybody hate him because he has money, he has this and that, but he's not willing to like punch down in order to like, get money. I mean, he's willing to punch down, but like literally, he admits that he lives a shitty lifestyle. So you know how you have to take an L I learned how to be embarrassed in public, but you know, get my dick sucked in private as I stayed in several videos. So this guy does the same way. This guy's literally getting with all the freaking high school chicks, like literally this and that. And what happens is this, like literally freaking, they keep on criticizing him, and he keeps on capping back. Just like me, he has tons of character, but nobody likes him in school because of the methods of how he's getting girls. They want him to literally be a gangster. They want him to gorilla. They want him to be this and that. Like, literally, this is literally a crazy ass concept because this is literally what happens when you take advantage of freedom. What he does is he uses that allowance he gets from being a babysitter. He uses it to buy classy outfits, kind of like what I do today. And he pulls tons and tons of girls at school. And literally, he's being a nice person. And all the school jocks don't like how like they're sacrificing in order to gain a certain status. And he's sacrificing in a different way. He's letting his pride go and he's getting tons of bitches in return. So like literally what happens is this is literally freaking, he knows how to fight a little bit and he caps back and he freaking destroys them. I'm like this is what Brad would say if the school doc tries to like make him see like, hey, I heard you digging that garbage bin. He's like, yeah, because I'll try to find your girlfriend's running wing. So what happens is this, there's a Family Guy aspect to this movie. So what happens is he ends up like babysitting two twins that are literally, they're based off Stewie and that one other baby with the flip head, the horror shit. I forgot what his name is. You know how they imitate Star Wars and shit. So what happens is he ends up babysitting Stewie and like two characters that are based off Stewie, and I don't know if his name is Herbert or something. Stewie and that other twin that's evil and shit. Like he ends up babysitting them. And so literally what happens is this, he's like, literally, what happens is Brad gets caught up in an alternate timeline where he creates two girls. One's name is Rihviolet, who's based off who I stated before, Raven, you know, Rihanna, Frieza, all that shit. It's basically an albino Raven. It's basically Raven if she fused with Frieza. That is who her base is. But how does she get created? There's this thing I learned in real life that like there's an alternate timeline that you can create called multiverse theory. How humans, you don't do this. The reason why we're all a part of God is because like we like gravitational poles roll around us. It's called like the laws of attraction. So like literally, if you put in a lot of work, something is gonna come along your way, like pieces to a puzzle. And like literally, if you take advantage of that piece to a puzzle, it will help you in your career. It's nothing extreme, but that's why we're all a part of God. Like we're naturally freaking powerful, like freaking God and shit like that. Like literally, because like literally, when you take advantage of like specific, you know, symbolism and stuff like that, they'll help you in order like to strengthen your archetype. And it's not really anything extreme, but it's literally something I learned over time. So like basically, what would happen is this: like say if you put in work. Like say if you make a lot of A and B's, right, or you work a lot harder at admin, right, and say if there's a girl who comes right up your alley, like freaking like Stephanie and shit like that, that's the laws of your universe. And what if you actually like, you know, freaking put a lot of emphasis. So what these two twins do, what you do is like you create an alternate timeline. It's kind of like creating a baby, but it's not. It's natural. You don't control what timeline it comes in. What's gonna happen is you're gonna meet a girl like literally say like literally. Like you left a girl a long time ago. There's gonna be a girl that looks exactly the same as her, and a lot of gangsters do this. A lot of gangsters fake porno takes for girls who look like their girlfriends and shit that actually look good in public. That happens because literally you put so much work into like what you want that eventually a live being of what you're thinking is coming out. So it's not like you're creating a child. What happens is it's an original timeline and stuff like that. What you're doing is you're fusing in space and stuff like that. You're creating events that's happening, but you're putting emphasis on them. So what happens is these two kids is like literally he talks to these two kids because they end up in an alternate dimension. Literally, that's the imitation of our world and shit like that. So there's a parallel timeline. So what happens is this. This is kind of based off the Karakura Town arc, the fake Karakura Town arc in Bleach. So what happens is this. The freaking Rihviolet comes out and she has a rival named Sapphfire. Sapphire meaning Starfire and Sapphire. Sapphire is literally her arch rival, and that is a little bit more of a complex thing, but let's go into like how is Rihviolet and then they're made based off the rivalry of Stewie and the other guy because they kept on fucking with time travel. They created these two characters basically. So that's what happens. They literally, so that is some literally, that's what happens when you fuck with a timeline so fucking much that they eventually created two beings. And so literally, so Brad asked him, how the fuck did we get here? It's like, oh, I'm sorry, we're just fucking around with time travel. Like I said, what separates us from God is the fact that we can't do it at will and the fact that we can't control anything. But when we put in work and like we take advantage of like specific pieces to a puzzle, that's all a part of God. Like that's the reason why we're a part of God. But like literally, so we kind of have superpowers like by like second nature. That's what the Bible means by we're all a part of God, because they're fucking with space. What the Bible is they take shit from space and literally how space and time, the laws of the universe work, and that's why it's so inspirational, but that's why it makes you lose motivation of who you are as a figure. There's this guy named Young Pharaoh on YouTube who talks about all fucking why the Bible is real but why it's not and shit like that. So like literally freaking that's what it means. So that's what it means, like freaking we're kind of like demigods, but we can't control it. That's what I'm saying. We can't do it at will. So like it's not a superpower. You get what I'm saying? It's just literally freaking hard work and the laws of attraction. So anyway, so that's how they made Rihviolet. So Rihviolet is a girl who literally is super fucking powerful. So literally what happens is this is a spoiler for like, so Rim's Island. What is Gabaya's power level at Rim's Island? Gabaya clearly, there's a spoiler for this like movie. He eventually becomes Namek Frieza level. Final form Frieza level is Gabaya's current, strength right now, where I left off in the manga. By a third part, he will be as strong as Final form Frieza on Namek. Because what he is he's gonna gain more attributes like being faster, being stronger. That's gonna be the equivalent to Frieza, but he can't beat Sage Mode Naruto. Like he's one level below Sage Mode Naruto. You know why? Because Gabaya is still human, and even though he achieved super speed, like his judgment isn't on combat like Naruto. So like basically like Luffy can take him, like thinking Meliodas would have a hard time taking him because Gabaya is crafty, but Gabaya is gonna be up there because he's gonna be faster. But because he has all the move weapons and shit, that's what makes him Frieza level. You have to understand that he's not gonna be too detrimental, but because everything fucking evens out is what's gonna make him Frieza level. But he's not a plant buster. He can't take Frieza himself, and you already know what this that. So he's low Dragon Ball level. I'll put it like that. So eventually he'll be like final form Frieza level in terms of everything, but not in terms of like fucking speed, strength, or like capability. He's still not a plant buster, but he's Frieza level in terms of his presence and like his fierceness and like literally his mentality. That all makes him Frieza level. So basically, that shit is crazy. So like what happens is this is like literally freaking Gabaya and everybody else like literally hear about this thing that there's an alternate world being created because of Rihviolet. So Rihviolet is trying to destroy, Sapphfire. They create this big ass war in a different fucking dimension that's a replica of human Earth. So basically, it's a fucking apocalyptic version of human Earth. Like literally, it's a soul from the Miss Independent verse is literally going to appear. So this guy is the nickname Soldier and Lily, but his name is Sloth. Sloth is basically Soul. So Soul here is making Lily one of my favorite freaking anime characters of all time, one of my favorite protagonists of all time. Soul from Soul Eater is going to like be here. So what's gonna happen is he's gonna have a beige hoodie or a black hood, like Lily, with camel pants. He's still gonna look like Soul, but he's gonna operate a whole lot of different. Like Lily, what's gonna happen is he's gonna actually be wielding that side because I took this concept from Madison. So Madison's also confirmed this movie. So Madison, but Soul has swords too. So Sword is gonna be carrying the scythe. I'm like, why the fuck does Baka have a scythe and not Soul? Soul looks so fucking clean. I want Soul to have a scythe. So Soul's gonna have he's gonna be rocking army gear. He's gonna be doing this, that. And he's gonna have a transformation where Soul is gonna have his skin turn green like Hiei. Because I became a better rider, I gained a significant Zenkai boost. So I became stronger as a rider. So I learned that you can take other elements that I made a different aspect. So Soul can transform into a Hiei-like figure where he grows eyes, where he still looks clean as fuck with the bandana. He still has the pointy teeth like Soul. Like he basically looks like him, but it's gonna be hella clean. I'll make a character that's out for him so you get what I'm talking about. So Sloth is hella fucking raw and fucking I'll explain his power later on fucking when I have, I can't put all this in one video yet, but basically fucking he is like Rihviolet's little brother, kind of like really. He's gonna play a big role. Chi-Lai is fusing with Piccolo, but but also I'm thinking that I'm gonna, since I saw my brother in Jump Force, I think my brother and Piccolo will also fuse. They're gonna have a half green, not half and half, like really freaking like a clown afro that's partially green and partially black. My brother confused with Piccolo. My brother loves Piccolo, so Piccolo him. But Chi-Lai is going to have like the Namekian skin, so Chi-Lai is gonna be like Chi-Lai is fusing with Piccolo. It's all so this is gonna be like a rude Brian Buster based Nonz film. So Sapphfire like Lily tries to warn Gabaya that Rihviolet is on the road. So Rihviolet, okay, so let's get into another big reference from Anti-Predator Itachi. So Rihviolet is gonna have a transformation. So in the Jump Force gameplay, I'm sorry I can't make her white, but her skin is pure white just like Frieza, but she has a hero Raven and she has Raven's cape. So it's basically Raven with fucking Frieza. Fucking very, very, very clean concept. And Sapphfire is based off their announcer girl in Yu Yu Hakusho. So Yu Yu Hakusho, that announcer girl, the fish one, not the fox one, the fish girl in Yu Yu Hakusho is fused with Starfire. And so that is who is going to be for this one. So this one's the most anticipated one. This one will at least be probably like the 10th Nonz film. When Gabaya's strength is more established, Boomer is definitely gonna be there. There's gonna be some Goku, Vegeta going on there, like literally some freaking them trying to take down Rihviolet and shit, and then Sapphfire's on the side. So literally at the end is literally a crazy ass fucking concept where literally what's going on is this. So eventually, like, Rihviolet gets too powerful. Basically, Sapphfire and Rihviolet like go at it, and they almost literally knock out the Lord and shit. But then out of nowhere comes this girl that's literally based off Blackfire and Cooler. So yes, it's finally complete. And there's this girl named Black Cooler. I don't know if I should name her Black Cooler or Cooler Fire, or like, you know, some shit like that. Black Cooler sounds very fucking harder, and part of writing is it could be references with Goku Black, you know. So it's Blackfire mixed with Cooler. So that's the big concept. So Blackfire and Cooler are basically going up against Raven and Frieza, and they're going to dominate. So, you know, Stangelica's also confirmed because they need her strategy to take this down, fucking, because they get all them freaking, most likely Zap, you know, freaking, you know, Zap, but Modi Hero is gonna play a big role because they need more hero strategy. You know, there's a whole lot of shit. So Stangelica's definitely, but this after this and Catch 2, this is gonna be the biggest delay because this after Stangelica. Stangelica must come first, and like all the power scaling, the third arc must come first, you know. Fucking a whole lot of shit must come down, and I don't like writing nonsense. So like, dude, I'm already have the Dragon Ball Z list, so this is me making love to Morgan right here. So I basically, after Morgan, like in a private chat, and Lily, so this is me and him making love right here. No homo. No, but seriously, I really, this shows that he's a really good Nonz fan. He's like, he's really pays attention, and not Lily and this and that. So like, Lily, I love the fact that he paid attention to all the details of the child. So this is the message between me and him. So basically, the crazy thing about it was this, like, Lily. So along the way, Rihviolet before Blackfire comes basically has his transformation. It's a reference to a platinum voice. You know how Frieza's skin is white? Rihviolet has a transformation where it goes to white to platinum. It's really fucking hard. There might be an Arturo reference in there that's based off Man Cooler 2. Oh, matter of fact, I forgot. Yeah, I said that shit yesterday. So Sapphire is gonna have a Metal Cooler transformation, and Rihviolet is going to have a platinum transformation. So Rihviolet is based off Raven and Frieza, and Sapphire is based off the Aqua Girl and Yu Yu Hakusho and Starfire from T-Titans. And she's going to have the Metal Cooler transformation, and Rihviolet is going to have the Frieza Platinum transformation. So it's gonna be a really good fight, and like literally when Blackfire comes down, it's really gonna be crazy. So Gabaya's gonna be in there. Jume's definitely gonna be confirmed. Like literally, oh my god, it's gonna be really heavy. The world's gonna be torn apart. It's gonna be some DDZ shit, more flying going around with strategy. But Soul's gonna play a heavy role in freaking, and you know, Brad and fucking Stewie. So what Brad and fucking, so what Brad, Stewie, and fucking Herbert fucking do is fucking, they trying to tell Gabaya like what their weaknesses is and shit like that. So like they are the strategies, like, oh, this shit happened because of us, and like shit like that. It was their beef, and they kept on fucking with science. Then they created an ultimate timeline when two bitches are trying to explore the world. So that's basically what this is all about. So what's going on is this. So Lily, freaking, I have to put this right here. So if you want to know how Yu-Gi-Oh like uses work in Nonz, like Lily, what's going on is this. Freaking Lilius and Flexus, you know, Flexus, the one I made in Simpson Namek, they're just projection users. They're Kung Fu users, their monsters come to life. It's that simple. Like when I make a Yu-Gi-Oh reference for a character, infuse it, especially, like literally, you'll understand that literally, freaking all they're doing is portraying their monsters come to life, and they all have like different abilities and shit like that. That's a Yu-Gi-Oh user in Nonz, but they're not called Yu-Gi-Oh users. So freaking, like, I'll leave it up to like the editors, you know, to really help me out with that aspect. But literally, there's a really big cat story too. There may be Arturo reference himself, like, who knows, that's up to the studio, you know. I leave a lot of things up to them, but literally, and the whole time, like, literally freaking Brad is contemplating, should I have something at my expense? Should I sacrifice this and that? Because I got, the other people are sacrificing way more, but I'm making a smart decision. But like literally, they're like coming up with more crafty shit, but it's not effective. But it still makes me like shit on the inside, literally, because this is all heavily intertwined. This all has to do with society and like literally what they do to handsome men, what they do to a whole lot of people, and that's what. And so where I got the idea of Rihviolet from is one of my main girls, Kazuku Kas. This is her, like literally, she loves the fuck out of me, and I fucking love her. Literally, this is based off her, but it's also based off Rhea. It's also based off Aquafina, aka Lupus Nor. But you know, freaking, there may be really, because the game that tried to take me down was Norte. Since her name was Lupus Nor, she might even make a guest appearance in this film, because I might make you know, a really powerful figure out of Lupus Norte and call her Lupus Norte, based off the gang that was trying to take it down. So Lupus Norte may be fucking confirmed. I have no idea how it works with her character, but so far it's gonna be a really, really, at least a black, white, and red character girl design for like Nonz. So really, really powerful. So it's gonna be, it's a really female-based Nonz, and this is really based off how me and Hiro Mashima both are really good. You know who Hiro Mashima is? He's the mangaka guy for Fairy Tail, and he really, really knows how to make female characters stand out. And Lily, I'm going to go to another video. If you guys want a spoiler video, there's going to be a Hiro Mashima reference in Nonz, because a lot of another thing that really defines Nonz is what I added on. It wasn't just added on to Big 3, but Fairy Tail heavily inspired, because when I was into Nonz the most, when I was literally watching Fairy Tail, like week by week, when I was in high school, Fairy Tail kept me alive. I was getting rejected by girls like Lily 24/7, and Lily, I was wondering like Lily freaking, how come the girls in my high school can't be like the girls in Fairy Tail? And then I realized they should be over time, but we lived in a primitive world, and anime was way ahead of its time. So Lily, this is a reference to like that, and like I will be telling you like how Nonz was heavily, certain aspects of Nonz was heavily inspired by Fairy Tail, because I wrote the big out arc, you know, and the 3 arcs where I was heavily in love with Fairy Tail. Like, literally, there's gonna be definitely a Fairy Tail fusion character. Like, you're never going to guess her name, and it's gonna be really, really good. But I'm gonna save that for another video. There's gonna be a whole lot of connection between Fairy Tail and Nonz in a future video, but that's gonna be way. When I get on paper, that's when that video is gonna come out, because that is not into at least the 2nd arc. So I'm gonna let you know that. So there's a lot of good confirmations there. I didn't really spoil shit for Nonz, but Lily, it really ticks me off when I make these films ideas, because, bro, we haven't even seen the freaking Big Owl yet. But you know, I'm gonna put it like this. There is a big reason. Now I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say Jume's video, but I'll put it like this. So the non-specials in the show are completely different, because they're all exaggerations. The movies are specifically made to give you the best of the Nonz content without spoiling the show. And the fact that I'm making slight spoilers, but I'm not giving you details and shit, is really frustrating, because the show plays out way better than the freaking movie. But I wouldn't even try to make those comparisons. Like when I was a little kid watching Naruto, why should I make those comparisons? Of course, fucking Zabuza was better than, you know, some of the Naruto movies and shit. But you gotta understand, that's the difference between like a movie and a show. But you know, I'll explain more about that a little bit over time. So this is basically based off Frieza's final interest on Planet Namek, the final showdown, you know, the really epic version of DBZ when they're flying and shit. This is a very Dragon Ball based, but it's also based off the fake Karakura town. There's gonna be a lot of references in there. Oh my fucking god. So, you know, I'm trying to tell you right now, I think that's enough confirmations for now. Beat made by me too, you know, I gotta get to work, but clearly, this is just shout out for everything. So this is probably like, I don't know, I think Simpson Namek may be better to me. I like the theme of Simpson Namek better, but this is going to be like a really Dragon Ball Z based movie, so it may be better. Like, that's all, you know, freaking, I'm really looking forward to, like, you know, all the other ones myself, especially Fortress. The ones I'm really excited for is Fortress. Like, literally. You know why? Because literally it has a lot of aspects in there, and I'm writing Fortress, by the way. I am drawing Fortress of Gothic Vampires. Before they animate that shit, I will draw my version, and that's literally because literally that is one that I'm heavily passionate about. So I'm going to get to that a little bit later. But for now, this is one of the really, this is gonna be a big delay for this one, obviously. So this is Nonz, Rihviolet versus Sapphfire.